Have you missed out on all those exclusive Godzilla figures? Don't worry anymore. Big Bad Toy Store has you covered with all the latest Godzilla figures that you can possibly imagine. Good example, they have the Haya figure, which is an exclusive figure, and many more like X Plus, Monster Arts, Prime One Studios. In general, the possibilities are endless, such as Transformers, Jurassic World, Star Wars. Use my link in the description down below to shop there. Thank you for watching. Now enjoy the video.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations.
Hello my family, it's been such a long time, but we're finally back with a brand new video. So I want to give credits where credits are due to the original creator. So credits go to El Tigre Blanco for creating this amazing Godzilla King of the Monsters or Godzilla 2021 design. So let's get into this review. First of all, you saw at the beginning of the video, this piece was indeed supported by me, printed by me, everything was done by me, and it was definitely a challenge because I ran into a few issues which I'll explain later on. I think it's going to make perfect sense. Legendary version of Godzilla captures the original design perfectly from Godzilla 2021 and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I would dare say that it's a better design than the Monster Arts version for one particular reason. It has a very accurate head sculpture. This figure does indeed support articulation. It's very similar to Haya figures or even NECA Monster Arts indeed. You guys can see that it's packed throughout the body, and articulation, it's pretty similar to all those figures as I mentioned. It has great articulation on the mouth, neck, hands, knees, elbows. The tail is really packed just like Monster Arts and NECA, where you can actually move every single ball joint to make incredible poses. But that doesn't mean it's perfect, and I'll talk to that later on. The design captures both the legendary design from previous iterations, Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. I believe it's a perfect design and hybrid if you're looking for something that's really accurate, but at the same time it's offering its own unique stylized version with details throughout the body. I can't really express how much details this figure actually has on every single piece of the body. You have hands, the dorsal blades are covered with incredible details, and every time I was comparing this figure to NECA and Monster Arts, I couldn't help but to just appreciate how incredible this figure looks with all those details throughout the body. Now when it comes to articulation, you probably already noticed a few issues, and I'll get to the negative side right now. So when printing this figure, I noticed and I talked to the original creator and I told him that the ball joints were not the right size. There was something wrong with the ball joints. When assembling this figure, I noticed that the ball joints were way too big and they didn't fit perfectly. So what ended up happening is some of the ball joints ended up breaking, cracking, snapping, and some of them actually did fit perfectly fine. When they did, it worked like magic, like butter, something like Monster Arts and NECA. You guys can see that I'm trying out the articulation on the areas that kind of made it, but most of them ended up becoming super glue attached parts of this figure. And another thing that I did to make this figure work out with the articulation, I tried to sand out the areas where the articulation fits with the ball joints. I tried to sharp them out and just make the area a little bit bigger. That way the ball joints fit without any problem. Since you do have to put a lot of force, what ended up happening is the ball joints would end up cracking and breaking. But other than that, talking to the creator, he told me this figure was meant to be in 30 centimeters, which makes sense. Maybe that's why some of the ball joints don't make sense when making this figure in 6-inch or 17 centimeters. Tigre Blanco, if you're watching this video, some advice. I would advise you to readjust the size of the ball joints to fit perfectly and test that out for yourself, or I can do that for you. But other than that, look, if you were to fix the issues with the ball joints and something else, the mouth area seems to have a underbite sometimes. When you do open the mouth, when it has articulation, right now it has no articulation because the ball joint broke. But whenever the articulation is functioning correctly, you do end up with a overbite or underbite on this figure. So my advice would be you might want to take a look on the mouth area to see if you can adjust it and make it a little bit better. That way when you do open the mouth, there's no underbite on this figure that makes it look really awkward, and maybe do a better system for the mouth to open and close. Other than that, this figure captures the legendary version perfectly. Packed with lots of details throughout the body. If the articulation was to work perfectly fine, this figure would be a 10 out of 10. Perfect design, perfect articulation, perfect details, something that can rival Monster Arts and NECA indeed. Now touching on the subject with the articulation, this is not your fault, El Tigre Blanco, but regularly all 3D creators, we face this problem all the time when it comes to doing articulation on figures, either one, over time the articulation is going to become super loose to the point where articulation is pointless, the figure falls apart. Two, whenever you do attach the articulation or the ball joints, it's going to end up cracking, breaking, or just becoming a mess, right? So this issue is more on the type of resin that you use. If you're using the incorrect resin, obviously you're going to have those problems. And I want to test out a different type of resin. I do have other resins that I want to test and see if there's actually better improvements with articulation being more fluid, working a lot better. Whenever I do attach the ball joints, maybe they're not going to break off, maybe they're going to resist, and over time I want to see which one gives better results. Regular resin, super high-end detailed resin, or something more made for articulated figures with articulation and all of that. So I'm going to do 3 different tests. I'm not sure if you guys are interested in seeing the results in the future. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you would like to see. And definitely guys, this is a very highly recommended figure for anyone out there who's interested in getting this figure or something like that. Of course, keep in mind that you cannot sell this figure, you cannot make it your own type of figure and profit from this. You cannot customize it. As far as I'm concerned, it's copyrighted material out there, but right now I do have permission from El Tigre Blanco. He knows my channel, he knows who I am, so thank you very much. And also, this was not given to me for free. I've actually supported him, and I did the whole process of getting this figure the legit way, as it should be done, because I'm here to support this community, people that do amazing work out there with 3D figures or anything in general with customizing figures. You guys know that I love to showcase your guys' work, give you credits, so that way you do get recognized for your hard work and what you do. And honestly, I do hope that more creators do interesting things, creative, innovative, original ideas, something that hasn't been done before, because honestly, this is perfect for people that really just can't afford monster arts or other figures out there. El Tigre Blanco right now has other plans to do other figures, but I'd rather keep it a secret. Don't want to spoil anything, because that's his own project, and I'm going to respect that as it is. But other than that, right now as it is, I give this figure a 7.9. Could have been perfect, but obviously just a few little issues with the size of the ball joints and obviously the resin material. I want to test if there's any differences with regular and better improved resin out there. Now I want to give a little bit more information about the whole progress of printing out this figure. Yes, it takes lots of time. Whenever you do print out figures, the most important thing is it's always going to take practice and learning from your mistakes. Time is key. It's always going to take a lot of time when printing multiple things, something that's big. But right now I feel like I'm at the point where I'm very confident that whatever I print out is going to come out 100%. So far, I'm very confident and I haven't had any issues printing out anything. So I'm at the point where I feel like a pro printing out things, supporting them the right way. And I could say that printing and supporting, doing all that curing thing can be sometimes fun, but at the same time very frustrating because of the cleaning process. Obviously, you guys didn't see the whole thing of me supporting, cleaning, curing, all the alcohol that has to be used, all the resin that has to be used, all the gloves. So it's a lot of work. A lot of people think that printing is easy, and obviously when you do become a professional, it does become easier. But the progress and process of cleaning and all of that, it's really annoying. It really takes lots of time, but that's just a little gripe of mine. And that's just my inside thoughts of what I think. But other than that, I had so much fun printing out this Godzilla figure with articulation. Really amazing. I really do recommend it. And you guys are going to see a comparison. This is what I mean by why I think this figure in terms of design is better than Monster Arts. Anyways guys, this is Ruby Gaming X. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video, comment your thoughts, and as always, support the original creator.